Welcome to the Pull List Examiner. This is my weekly video where I take a look at the top 3 comic books I am looking forward to reading when it comes to New Comic Book Day. And New Comic Book Day this week is December 7th, 2022. Yep, that's right. It's already December and it's feeling like Christmas. And this week we get the gift of many comics. The pull list this week, I have 15 titles on my pull list this week. I've heard from several other YouTubers that they also have some giant pull lists this week for some reason. There are a lot of comics coming out this week, so I can't include them all in my top 3, so make sure you check out the full pull list in the description of the video below. But let's take a look at those top 3 choices I am looking forward to. Starting off with number 3 this week, we have Family Time, issue number 1. This is put out by Ablaze Comics, and honestly, there are a lot of comics on my pull list this week that I'm looking forward to reading, and this is in the top 3 because the description sounds so cool. The problem is I've never read this title because it's brand new, so something like Batman 130 comes out this week, and I know Zdarsky's been doing a great job with Batman. I have no clue what I'm getting into here, but the description, let me read it to you real quick. It says, the O'Connell family are vacationing in Ireland when they encounter an old man with a mysterious crystal that seemingly teleports them 1,000 years back in time. Unsure whether they have stumbled into a historical reenactment, the family must befriend Rory, a timid local, and battle a medieval tyrant named Sarian, I think, and his henchmen, and figure out how to get back to the present where Lily learns to use her newfound superpowers. So what really piqued my interest about this is first the Jay Lee cover. If you check out the cover here that's on the video, it's pretty cool art. I like Jay Lee's art style. Number 2, the author who's on this book is Robert Wyndham, and I don't really know much about Robert Wyndham. I think from what I've looked at online, he wrote the Seven Sons series that he just did with Jay Lee, but what piqued my interest is he actually is writing this with his daughter, and I just find that fascinating, and I'm curious as to what they're going to come up with as him and I think he said his 11-year-old daughter are writing the series together. So I'm going to jump in, see. Ablaze Comics this past year came out with Animal Castle, and I thought they did a great job with that book, so I'm expecting some high quality. We'll see what my expectations get when the book's released this week. Coming in at number 2 this week is going to be Night of the Ghoul, issue number 3. This is the final issue in this series, and I am looking forward to seeing where Scott Snyder wraps up his story. Scott Snyder also has a special issue of Nocterra coming out this week. It appears to be like a one-shot, but with this title, Night of the Ghoul, this is put out by Dark Horse Comics, and it is in the horror genre. I'm not usually someone who reads the horror genre, but there are a few books that I have liked over the last year or two, and I have to say that this is one of them, and I would recommend going and picking it up. The plot has been very interesting, and it will be even more interesting to see how they conclude the story. And at number 1 this week, we've got Do a Powerbomb. This is by Daniel Warren Johnson. It is from Image Comics, and this is the final issue of this series as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this will conclude. I don't want to give any spoilers away, so the grand prize is really what the story is going to be about. I think we'll see what happens in that final issue and whether or not these 2 intergalactic wrestlers have achieved their goal of getting that grand prize. But overall, Daniel Warren Johnson's art is just amazing from issue to issue, and this whole series was great. I think I've heard a couple YouTubers also say that this may be one of their pick of the year comics. I probably am in the same category. This could be one of my picks of the entire year. Thanks for watching this episode of the Pull List Examiner. You can check out this video every week as I take a look at the comics I am looking forward to reading. If you haven't yet subscribed, why not? Click subscribe. And I don't have my segment where I drop comics from my pull list this week because I don't have anything, but I have to say we're getting close on a lot of titles. DC, you are dragging out the Dark Crisis way longer than it should have. That's all I gotta say about that. But there are a lot of titles that are probably going to be dropped off my pull list as I go into the new year. I may do some year-end house cleaning, but we'll see what happens. So just stay tuned and remember to read them, bag them, and board them, and we'll see you next time on the Pull List Examiner. Have a good one.